We've never done a tuned truck. Are you guys excited?
Oh yeah,
I didn't even know they could really do this with an EcoBoost, so I'm curious to see what's going to happen.
But yeah, it's quite the deal. This has got the 10-speed automatic, it's got the dual injection, it's got all the new stuff on it. Okay, we're coming out to Untitled 50.
To tune or not to tune?
That is the question. You can never have enough power.
And today we have a 2017 Ford F-150, and we're gonna run the Gauntlet, the world's toughest towing test, in stock mode and also with a tune for towing from the guys at SCT and 5-Star Tuning.
We've never done this before.
No, 9,000-pound trailer.
Let's do this. We're gonna run the truck down the mountain in stock mode, measure its downhill performance, then go up the mountain, then load the 5-star heavy tow tune and repeat the process and compare. Well, this is a 2017 F-150, which means it has a second generation 3.5 liter EcoBoost with upgraded turbos, injectors, dual fuel injection, right?
Right, dual fuel injection and a 10-speed.
Right.
So it's like all the cool stuff is on this truck. This is going to be cool to see how well their tuner works with all that hot stuff.
The stock rating at the crank on this engine is 375 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque. Of course, Ford is not going to publicize at the wheel, you know, power at the wheel. But what SCT does is they provide the basic tuner, right? The actual device. They have several of them. BDX is the one we're using. And then 5-Star Tuning is a dealership that, you know, sells a lot of those products, but they actually go and customize the tune for the person and the vehicle.
Yeah, that is so cool to line it up with just that exact vehicle at your altitude where you live. But that's what we're going to find out, is a tuner like that, how's it going to work with a big load going up 11,000 feet in the mountains? That's the same test trailer we've been using for a couple of years. It's 20 feet long, 8 feet wide, and we've got 2 water totes in there. We are weighted down to the whole trailer with load is about 9,000 pounds. Same kind of weight we've used on the Gauntlet for several years for the half-ton class.
Okay, boys, so this is a stock run, right?
So the settings are all stock. This should be a regular Ford F-150 with the EcoBoost.
Which means it can still be fast.
It could, and it is. Well, so they save the stock file, right, when they're doing the tuning, so anytime you can go back to stock.
Right.
Copy it back over. So, same procedure. We're counting brake applications, coming out at 50, and if we go over 60, we break it down. Tow haul mode is enabled, which is...
It's on.
26th, 5th, without even you touching the brakes.
Right.
4th.
58, we're close, 59, 60. Now my brake application.
Number 1?
Number 1.
Okay, so the coolant temp is about 192, going down the mountain. So the result for the stock run downhill, 9 brake applications. Yes?
Very controllable, and it was very relaxed the way that it was normal.
This towing comparison could not be possible without SCT and 5-Star Tuning.
That's right, they provided the truck for the video and they're sponsoring the video.
Yeah, and guys, please click on the link below to check them out and see exactly what tunes they have for which engines, because they tune Fords, GM, Ram, and Dodge vehicles.
That's right.
Stock run starts now. You putting the foot down? Nice. So we're still monitoring all the vitals. We have the coolant temps. We can check our transmission temps as well, boost pressure and everything else. This run is much like the other time that we tested the 2017 Ford F-150 EcoBoost. We were able to maintain 60 miles an hour on the way up and still had power to spare, even with this heavy 9,000-pound trailer. We're coming to the end. Okay, so get ready in a couple seconds. And now. 3.4?
3.4 miles to the gallon.
754. Let me see if I can show that.
Okay, as usual, we're using the Gen Y adjustable hitch with weight distributing. Gen Y is one of our partners. And this is weighted just perfectly, balanced well. The weight distributing bars are holding us. The wind is not affecting us. It's been a nice level load. And this is what you want to be safe on these interstates.
We've never done a tuned truck. Are you guys excited?
Oh yeah,
I didn't even know they could really do this with an EcoBoost, so I'm curious to see what's going to happen.
Well, yeah, it's quite the deal. This has got the 10-speed automatic, it's got the dual injection, it's got all the new stuff on it. Okay, we're coming out of 1050.
But the guys at 5-Star Tuning and SCT, and this is a 5-Star Tuning file, performance file, they've tuned the transmission to behave, you know, better for mountainous driving, and they built a custom file just for the Rocky Mountains here.
So in other words, what we're doing, our elevation, what we're towing, all of that stuff is taken into account.
Yeah.
All right.
So that third brake application right now. Hit the brakes.
Red line.
We're below red line now.
Now see, we're back into second gear.
That's impressive. Yeah.
Okay.
According to you guys, that was
Look at
the
that.
third
I'm
time.
going to 7,000. I think it finally shifted to the third and dropped.
So guys,
Well, good.
4
It's
brake
on-
application?
Yeah, and it's on
Four
camera.
brake
It makes me happy.
applications.
Yeah.
That's diesel territory.
Yeah, and I'm going faster
That's
now
heavy-duty
because we were
diesel
slowing
territory.
down. Yeah, but it's holding the RPMs like that diesel application on the 150. Yeah, very similar.
So the truck was using everything it had. I mean, there
All
was,
the way up to red line.
Right.
We
it
have
was
it
holding
documented.
red line. So 222 is the highest transmission temp I saw.
Right.
And then 194, 195 was the highest coolant temp I saw on the way down.
I saw that too.
So those are still within limits. Anything under 230 is a safe temperature, basically.
But when it comes down to this truck, specifically this one, we're talking about no extra exhaust. We're not talking about any extra intake. All it is an engine tune and a transmission tune, really.
Well, that's
Right.
true. That we were only actually examining one thing, not trying to examine 3 things.
Right.
This is the best way to have this kind of a contest and get the information out to the public.
So we're running up the mountain, 8-mile climb, 7% grade, maximum elevation 11,158 feet.
At 60 miles an hour?
Well, we're already?
Well, yeah, I didn't feel a big surge, but we are at 60. This truck is dual injection, you know, it's got port and direct.
Right.
So it's got a lot of new gadgets on it, and that's got to be a complicated tune, you would think.
So what they do for the towing tune, they told me, you know, the power is increased a little bit, right? But it's not extreme. They're not going all out for power because you don't need, you know, 500 horsepower to tow necessarily. You need a little bit more manageability and a little bit more efficiency right when you're towing. It looks like the truck is liking 5th gear right now. It's remaining in 5th for the most of this run.
Yeah.
Right. That's a good gear. I mean, you're not going to get 10th. Ford is famous for shooting up to the overdrive as fast as possible, and this has, what is it, 3 or 4 overdrives? It's got a lot of them.
3, yeah.
3 overdrives, so you can get you have a lot of choices there. But no, it's doing well. Fifth gear.
And this is what I noticed daily driving this truck in tune mode, even in extreme tune. It kind of wants to stay in a slightly lower gear because it's kind of eager. You know, it just wants to go.
Well, it would help
right?
for acceleration if you're
Yeah, heck
already,
yeah.
if you're already down a gear. You don't have to shift down. You go.
But it does have adaptive learning, according to 5-Star guys.
Why don't you explain what that is?
Well, every truck is different and every environment is different, right?
Yeah.
So right now we're stressing out the truck to the maximum. We're going to over 11,000 feet of elevation. You know, the temperature is about, what, 60 degrees now. So it takes all that environmental data, right? How much oxygen is coming in.
And it knows we're towing.
And it knows we're towing because we're under heavy load, right?
Right.
And it just adjusts its, you know, air-fuel ratios, mappings, and it's trying to learn what the best ratio is. All right, boys. I can see the tunnel now.
The tunnel's good.
How we doing?
Time's good, 6:50 now.
Okay, let me go to the fuel mileage screen so we can read off the mileage.
It's getting really hard to hold this at 50 or 60.
Okay, so there we are. All the temps look good. Our coolant temp is 227, 228. So we're still within limits. The transmission temps are just over 200. Maybe like 203, 205. And look, it's a clean run. No traffic.
No traffic.
I can't believe this.
All right, tell me when.
Okay, so we're gonna have to cross our usual spot. This is 11,158 feet above sea level. Crazy.
Yeah,
Are you okay?
I'm okay. It's a crazy run.
It's a crazy run, dude.
High pressure. I'm trying to hold it at 60 and it's moving around.
There you go. You're doing well. We're reaching the top of the mountain.
Tell me when.
Okay, now at these lights, we're gonna have to call this.
Okay, tell me when.
And now.
7 minutes, 55 seconds and change.
3.1 mpg. 3.1 mpg, 7 minutes 55. Basically a benchmark time run.
Right, yeah, the time was outstanding.
8 minutes is the best you can do. When we're comparing trucks to other trucks, we score them, right? But in this case, we're comparing a truck to itself just with a tune.
Yeah, and that was very cool because we got to see how the transmission gray shifted coming downhill, and it did half as many. I mean, like 4 times. So that all makes sense. But to cut the brake applications in half is wonderful.
Yeah, it was certainly a difference when it came to engine RPM as well, and how long
That's
it
true.
sat at around 6,000 RPM, which normally is something that you wouldn't see.
Yeah.
But in this case, because of the tune, that's exactly what happened. Well, and this has something to do with the fact that the truck actually learns the way you're going to be driving. So in other words, we actually drove the truck long enough for it to figure out exactly what we wanted going on that downhill section.
That's true. Ford's been bragging about their learning transmission for a long time. Now these folks with this tuner, they can do all that stuff, and actually it was pretty fast. Learning situation. I loved it.
So let's summarize really quick. So the tuned truck was less efficient, so it lost a point in my mind there.
Okay.
But it was way better on the downhill, so it gained about, what, 5 points? 9 versus 4.
Right.
And then time was identical, right? The speed, you know,
Yeah.
both trucks are powerful.
Virtually identical,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, they get the speed limit right immediately. So, all you can do is drive the speed limit.
Would you spend between 400 and 500 bucks on a tuner like this after this test?
Yeah, I tell you, like I say, you love power. As long as you're not building heat, not hurting the engine, I love the power. Because that's the problem you have with a gas engine in the mountains, is you need all the power you can find, and this does it. It was very impressive. It was, it felt like a diesel.
Now, normally I would say no, and it is what it is. But one thing that really got my interest is the fact that you can actually contact them and talk to them about your individual needs, because not everybody drives the same way. Not everybody's doing the same route.
Well, that is so cool. You can get the setting for MPG, get the setting for towing, get the setting for racing.
Maximum speed.
I mean, you can have so much fun with this.
Yeah.
And I think because it's a twin turbo truck, it doesn't sound like a big V8.
No.
But because of the twin turbos, you can get those big gains. Go back to tfltruck.com for more news, views, and real world reviews, and where else?
MrTruck.com. I love that first experience.
See you guys.